All right. All right. I think we're good. What's cracking, my fellow simpletons and degenerates? I'm the Credit Savage of Wall Street. Welcome to my channel. Man, I know that I said I was going to go on and make a video this Sunday coming up. However, um, a lot of noise out there, and today was one of those days where, just a lot of news are converging when it comes to a few of our stocks, especially our Savage 10, right? And so I figured, hey, man, I'm going to make a video. I have an hour, and so I figured I'll come on and talk to people about, what it is that we're seeing in the markets thus far. I did make a video this past weekend, and I kind of hinted that it was going to be one of those weeks where, we kind of trade sideways, if not some of our stocks were showing weakness. And guess what's happening? Um, our stocks are showing weakness, and we're trending sideways. So that's pretty much what's going on. Hey, what's up? Let's see here. BZ, what's cracking, man? Yeah, Bay Area, baby. That's right. Yeah, Beach boy. What's going on? Hey, man, what's going on, guys? Um, yeah, just check it in, man, and trying to see you know, what what is going on, and making a quick little video, so that we could kind of expect, like, some more weakness tomorrow, and kind of talk about that. What's up, not a lurker? Yeah, so I'm going to, kind of kind of like just go and reassess some stuff, as well as kind of cement, you know, some other key points. I just saw my boy, Hurricane Lopez, and un poco más. What's up, premium of the option? And it seems like he's a little disturbed about what's going on. And I mean, I get it, as someone that is heavily invested in SoFi, as I am myself, right? I just I don't know, man. What are we expecting? What is it that we were expecting to see? Were we expecting SoFi to go to the moon and go to 8 and 9 this week? Not gonna happen, man. It's just not gonna happen. During this weekend, I said that it is downtrending. SoFi is, and what happened? We went to, I think, 708 at the lowest. Yesterday, and so we are downtrending as far as SoFi, right? I know that we we really want SoFi to get what it's deserved, right? We want SoFi to go to, I don't know, $8, 9, 10, $11. We know it deserves to be there, right? But if you think about what has happened, and this is something that I think Danny is not taking into account, and I think I spoke on this during this weekend, and I love you, Danny. You know what I mean? Un poco más. I really do, man. You're legit, and I agree with a lot of your key points. But dude, two high level executives left SoFi in the last 2 weeks. It just doesn't look good. And I know what you guys are gonna say. I mentioned it today to Uncle Bruce, and he said maybe these guys were stolen, right? But if you are in, and this is just me, the cynic in me, as well as I act like an idiot sometimes, and I start thinking in terms of what I would see if I was not as heavily invested in SoFi as I am, and what I would say if I was just a person from the outside looking in, right? And what I think what I think would happen, or I would see, is just this company is losing two high level executives, right? So that's, as somebody from the outside looking in, and I see two high level executives just leave a company that has just turned profit, right? Um, at the same time as there's a lot of bullish, um, you know, there's a lot of bullish, yet um, not as much as there is bearish sentiment, right? And so it seems like the bears and the shorts are kind of in the driver's seat, and so is the market. The market is in a point where, yes, the top 7 to 10 companies in the S&P are making a killing, right? But the other, 490, um, they're not doing that well. And so, you have to take that into account. We have this issue going on with the wars in Ukraine, and now this issue going on in Israel. Some issues at home. We have elections, and it seems like the market just doesn't like. Um, the market doesn't like uncertainty, right? And right now there's a lot of uncertainty, especially banks. This is why I think SoFi is getting the short end of the stick, in conjunction with two high level executives leaving. Now, Uncle Bruce mentioned that these guys were stolen. Okay, fine, I'll play your game. So if you have two high level executives that were stolen, right, from your company, if your company just turned a profit, if your company is a company that is going to be the AWS of finance, right? Why would your high level executives leave, right? Especially if their pay is tied to the stock. Um, doesn't it make sense for you to think that they would stay, especially if the stock is going to go to $20, $30 a share in the next year? Because that's the bullish point, right? That the stock is going to go to 15, 20, $30. But why? What is it going to take for that company to, be worth 4 or 5 times what it's worth right now? It's just not happening. I mean, we may wish it to happen, right? We really want it to happen, but unfortunately, just because you really want something, it doesn't mean it's going to happen. And that's one of the key points that I want to make. Yes, SoFi is an excellent company. The fundamentals are great, of course, but it still doesn't take away from the fact that from the outside looking in, right, and from the perspective of somebody that does not do the homework as much as we do, and does not have all this information, and moreover cannot understand the information as much as we do, right? Which is, we are a very small amount of a percentage of people, maybe 1-2%, or maybe like even the top of the 1%. I don't know, but I can guarantee you there's not as many people internationally or even nationally that that um that have as much information as we do as far as SoFi, right? And so somebody that's just beginning to kind of get their feet wet, and that has said, okay, I'm going to invest my $7,000, $8,000 in SoFi. They came in when it was $8, $9 a share. At this point, they're kind of in the red, and they don't sell cover calls because, one, they don't know, or two, they just don't want to do the work. Well, then they're at a loss, and so they could just say, hey man, I'm just gonna sell my shares, I'm gonna use that, kind of to help me with my taxes next year, and I'm just gonna cut my losses, right? I mean, it's just one of those things that you have to think. Okay, well, there's a lot of that going on. I'm sure. Um, are the fundamentals of the company good? Yeah, yeah, they are. We have also an exemplary CEO, but how many people really do know that, right? Um, and look at how he's been trading. Now, we keep saying this month in and month out. The shorts can't keep doing this. The shorts can't keep doing that. They keep shorting SoFi. We deserve to be at $13. We deserve to be at 12. We've been saying this for a couple of years now. And what happens? SoFi gets attacked and it drops back down. It goes back up to like the 8s, 9s, 10 area and it gets knocked back down. That's just where the market makers wanted to be, man. And that's okay. At this point, instead of having this this extremely bullish sentiment and feeling like there's something wrong with the market and that everything is rigged, you should be happy. You should be selling covered calls until the cows come home and using that premium to buy more shares. I am telling you right now, man. I said it on Sunday and I want to say it again. If you are stupid enough to sell SoFi at 7, sell it at 6, sell it at 5. So that makes me, even happier because then I can go and buy shares, and average down. So it makes no difference to me, right? Yes, there's a lot of shorting going on when it comes to SoFi, but C3.ai, it's got a much bigger short interest, right? So if they're shorting AI, and nothing has happened as far as it running away and hitting a short squeeze, right? If that hasn't happened with C3.ai and the short interest is in the 30s, why would it happen with SoFi when it's like a 22% or 23%? It's just not going to happen. We wish it happens. I sold 75 covered calls, right? I believe yesterday morning. And I took in I think 80 cents or 81 cents per share for, I think they were $12 strikes for 2025. They're like 72, 73 cents right now. And I'm looking to buy those back maybe at the 60, 55 cent area in the next week or two because I see SoFi going below 7. Now I know you guys might say that's bullshit. There's such a resistance at 730, but it already touched 708. It doesn't take that much to knock a stock down when there's divergence. And that's another thing that you guys have to take into account, that the volume is going down, right? Now we can say, oh, there's not much paper available. There's still millions of shares. The volume is going down, that the price is going up. That's a divergence. And I said that on Sunday. And it just, the stock has to make a decision, right? And people have to make a decision as to where they want the stock to go. But right now, we can see that the bears and the shorts are in the driver's seat. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, there's bearish markets and then there's bullish markets. We just had a mega bullish market for years and years. The bears got to eat too, right? So just got to make sure you're not a pig, man. So sell your covered calls, right? Take your premium. Don't look for like 80%, 70%. If you're at 25, 30%, take the money off the table. Rinse and repeat. It's that simple. I don't know how else to put it, right? I don't know what the stock is going to do. Nor do I try to say, like that my education and me knowing all these graphs is going to make me like, say I for sure know that it deserves to be at 15 and it's going to go to the moon next year. I don't know that. I don't know that because there's so many other variables, right? And this is one of the things that really like I find it fascinating is when people take such a stance on something they have absolutely no power over. Okay, remember the Wolf of Wall Street, and you remember that scene with Matthew McConaughey and Leo, where he says it doesn't matter if you're Jimmy Buffett or you're fucking Warren Buffett. Nobody knows what the stock is going to do. Nobody knows what the stock market is going to do. It could go up, it could go down, it could go straight fucking sideways or in circles. We don't know that, right? What do I know for sure? I know SoFi is 730. That's all I know. SoFi is 730. And so I mean we can debate until we're blue in the face and have a bearish case and against a bullish case. And I assure you that both people will have very good and concrete information as to why they have such position, right? But I do know for sure SoFi's at 730. I do know for sure that my average is $8. So what am I gonna do? I am totally okay selling my shares for 50% more than what they are. That's bottom line, right? And that's all I know. Now, is the stock gonna run away and go to 15? I hope so. I really hope so. But if it doesn't, I'm not gonna get upset. I'm not gonna start saying that the market is rigged and that this and that, because I don't know. There's just too much. There's trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars at play every week in the stock market, and to say that a couple of people that have a few $billion are going to make the stock market go up or down. That's it's just not factual. And so that's kind of where I'm at with this. I mean, there's so much more that I can talk about, right? But I just the gist of it is that be happy that SoFi is where it is. It was just a $4. It's a fucking 730. It's almost twice what it was like, a year ago. That's insane. What type of returns are you expecting? I mean, yes, it is a growth stock, right? It's a tech company. It's still a bank. I mean, there's still people that have to, deposit money. I know people don't have that much money to deposit right now because we're in a economic situation, nationally where people are kind of scraping by and living paycheck to paycheck. Yes, there's a lot of us that are making money, in the stock market and that have figured out side hustles that really are going to benefit us, right? And we've manufactured money out of thin air at this point, but not everyone knows that. And kind of that's where I'm at with this. Let's see who's here right now, guys. Let me see. Let's go back. Bear with me. Premium of the option. What up, Poto? Another lurker. Where's your wrench? No wrench, lurker. You get no wrench. I told you, man. No way. But thank you for the alerts that you sent. I'm sure that, I'm trying to figure this shit out still. It's really hard because I just got done with my daughter's soccer practice. And, we have some time to kill. She's taking a shower. They're going to have dinner. I figured, you know what? I was watching Danny and I was like, fuck it, let me go make a video and talk to these knuckleheads. So, sup, Parker Ivy. Hey! BZ's here. Let's see here. Beach Boy, of course, it's not him. That lurker doesn't really exist. AI's taking over. I hope it's C3.ai, man, because it really needs to go to the moon at this point. Short interest is ridiculous on AI, guys. I cannot stress enough just how fucking juicy the premiums are. I honestly, if you are scared, fucking go to church. Don't invest because you're in the wrong business, buddy. However, if you have an extra, $3,000, right, and you want to make a quick little buck, sell some cash secure puts on AI, man. Right now it's a little weak. and you can definitely get $3-4 on a $25, 26, $27 cash secure put, out a few months. No bank is gonna give you that. Absolutely no bank is gonna give you that. So BZ not looker anymore. Wrenches, can anyone hold though? It comes from a guy that uses wrenches semi often. The bridge collapsed. Yeah, man, that bridge collapsed, and it was just unfortunate, Beach Boy. Because it's something that could have been avoided. I just, not everything has not come out, of course, but at this point, these engineers have been saying long ago that these tankers are getting bigger and bigger and bigger and holding more um, cargo, right? And so it was just a matter of time before something like this happened. I know the Golden Gate Bridge here and the Bay Bridge, they're really looking at. And a lot of engineers have already said that it could be a disastrous thing, and that it could happen here as well. And then of course you have Caltrans, the fucking politician, coming out saying our bridges are safe. We definitely know that our bridges are 100% safe and they can withstand like earthquakes and anything. And it's like, yeah, motherfucker, but not a fucking trillion fucking pound tanker that's, even if it's going 5 knots or 6 knots, it's still going to fucking destroy the bridge because it's, like a ridiculous amount of mass. Even if it's coming slow and it hits a fucking static post, it's gonna happen. It's still fuck it up. So, anyways, yeah, it's unfortunate, man. It becomes over soon. Afraid to have better too. Park Ivy. Let me point this out, but sorry, Wall Street, March 27, 2025. Yeah, man, I just put the date. I says like today's the day that I'm going on live, and then so I'm going live, and then the trading day, right? So like if somebody wants to see, what the fuck I talked about on this date, I guess they can. Whatever. It's all that came to mind, man. Um, Persecutions. Tippins and counting machine. Uh, you guys are foolish, man. Javier, what's up? What's up, Javier? Yeah, man. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I just, the way I see it is, we're option riders, man. We're option riders, guys. Fucking right options. I don't know what else to say. It's just, um, it's a beautiful time to be an option rider. I don't understand what half the people on these channels are complaining about. Volatility is beautiful, right? You go to fucking Tesla at the beginning of or Sunday. I said Tesla is it may see 150s, 160s, but if it goes to the 170s, 180s, sell some cash secure puts here. If it goes up to the 160s, 170s, write some covered calls, write some 180s, right? Go a couple of months out and take a lot of premium. That's what we do. Same thing with Palantir. Palantir is trading sideways, but it's giving you some good premiums right now. So why not look at 25s for June, July at this point? Take in a couple of bucks and put them in your pocket. Buy more SoFi with that. Matterport is waking up, baby. And I see it, man. I'm looking at it. I'm seeing what it's doing, and it seems like people are starting to wake up. I do know that I think the last month, real estate and homes in general are up. I think 6.5%. That was a big jump, from the previous month, and so once the real estate market heats up, man, everybody is under the impression that Matterport is a real estate play. And it is, but there's so much more to it. And I think that once Matterport wakes up, it's going to be off to the races, man. We're going to be at $3 soon. It's just going to happen. Once we get to $4 or $5, it I'm gonna start writing cover calls as soon as it touches 250. Quite honestly, because my average is in the threes, so I just been averaging down, and so I'm gonna sell $4 or $5 cover calls, for like October or December or January 2025, because I can't just have my shares just idle. I need them to pay rent, man. That's just the way I see it. If you're gonna be in my portfolio, you're gonna have to break yourself off with some rent money, man. You can't be in there for free. It's just the way that it goes. And I'm okay losing Matterport at $5 because I'll be at 40% more than where I'm at right now. And then I'll take a step back, wait the 30 days, and on day number 31st, I'm gonna go and wherever the market is at, I'm gonna go in again on Matterport, and take another stance. Maybe sell some cash secure puts, and start again. It's just one of those things where I've made my decision, and it's working for me. I'm taking no losses at this point, and whatever shitty stock I have kept from the past, I can't wait to sell so that I can use it, to help me out with taxes, next year. But at this point, I'm telling you right now, I just it's gonna hurt next year. Paying taxes is gonna hurt next year. I'll tell you that right now. But that's the type of problems we want to have, man. Isn't that the type of problem we're gonna have? We want to be worried about how much fucking taxes we're gonna pay, because it's like means you had a good year trading, right? So just make sure, or at least I myself, I will not sell any stock under a year. It's just for instead of paying 25-30%, I'm gonna pay 15% in taxes when it comes to that, right? Um, let's see what are people saying, man. Javier Samson 401ks will change your loans into a different category of loan repayment. An example. Oh, Javier. Okay, I think you're the guy that was talking about taking out a loan against your 401k, and you wanted to. I guess you had to pay 10%, and I don't know if you're paying back if you're paying yourself back, that interest. I think that's great, but I would have to look at that contract or your contract. Well, sorry. You would have to look at your contract. Like if it was me, I would have to look at that contract and read like the nitty gritty, and the fine print, and see exactly, like how that money is being kind of dispersed, and how much you really are paying, right? Because I just don't see a bank coming out of pocket, even if it is your 401k, right? I just don't see them coming out of pocket and then giving it to you and saying, "Oh, don't worry about it. We're good. Just, pay yourself that interest." I don't know, man. It's the cynic in me, right? So I don't know how that would work. But I personally, I like taking loans against my credit, right? So what I do is I take out $20,000 against my credit, and I pay $400, or $300 for every $10,000. So for $20,000, I pay like $700, right? And so that's like around 3.5-4%. And then I would in turn put that money towards like I will deposit it into my Charles Schwab account, where I will then divert it to a special mutual fund that generates 5% interest in a year, or a little over 5%. Then once that money's in that fund, I can then take out cash and sell cash secure puts, because essentially it's just money that I'm putting in escrow, right? And so it's just being held there by Charles Schwab. So the money's not doing anything; it's just staying there. It's just going into a different pot, and I would get 5% for it. Now, the cash secure puts are premium. So let's say, just an example, Unity or AI, right? I sell a $25 cash secure put for 12 months out. Now the life of my loans would be 18 months. I don't do 12 months, I do 18, and let me tell you why. because it gives me more time to wiggle, right? We don't know what the stock market's doing, where it's gonna do, right? We know what it's where it's here, what's going on now, right? So if right now there's weakness in I will then take half, $12,500, and I will then sell five cash secure puts, five $25 cash secure puts for 12 months out, which will bring me in, say, $6-7, right? So what did I just do? I just got 25% or more from that money that I borrowed at 5% or 4%. I just got that right off the bat, right? Um, it doesn't matter what happens. Worst case scenario is I get put those shares, which I want anyways, and I'm always sell covered calls on, but I already got 25% to 30% of that money right away, right? Um, so what happens with that money? Well, I could go and I could sell another cash secure put, right, with that money, or I can use that money to start paying off that loan and see what happens, right? Um, Personally, I just buy more shares right where it's at, and then I start selling covered calls, short term, but my short term is not necessarily what other people's short term is, right? My short term is like 4 weeks, 6 weeks, because I like to take a couple of dollars, right? $2 or $3 for every right. Um, and so if my stock gives me 10% for 6 weeks, that's beautiful, right? And then in 6 weeks, I either roll or I rewrite again, and then I use that money to buy more shares, and I keep playing that game until 12 months has happened. At 12 months, I can assure you that I have a lot more than $20,000 that I originally started with. At that point, then I sell more cash secure puts for 12 months out, take a lot more premium, which is around 25, 30%, right? So now what did I do? I just had 25, 30% from the previous year. I made 25, 30% of this year, right? That's 60%, or thereabouts. But don't forget the 5% that I already had, that that mutual fund is giving me. Well, then that makes things differently, right? It makes them different, because now instead of 60%, I have 65, 70%. In which case, then, right, um, I can see where I'm at as far as my liquid, get some more liquid together, pay off the loan. What did I just do? I got a lot of free shares. That's the way I see it. And I played with other people's money. I don't have to pay taxes on that money because it's a loan. You don't have to pay taxes on the loan. Now, you can make a case that I do pay taxes off of, the cash secure puts and the covered calls, but I would have to pay taxes either way, whether I was working or my money was working for me. So I'm okay paying money that I generated out of thin air. And what do I do then? I take out a credit card, with a high limit, usually a business card that's going to give me a lot of points, and I use that credit card to pay off my taxes. And then that credit card has a promo, usually 150,000 points with like Chase or American Express or Citi, Capital One. That's a lot of points. Then I use those points, usually 150,000, right, to then travel for free. So like I get $3,000 or $4,000. Well, maybe not three or four. We're around $2,000 to $3,000 for every 100,000 points. Um, what is wrong with that? So like it's just there's so many ways to do this, man. It's just it's the way I do it. I'm not saying you should do it. I'm just giving you an example. All right, let's see here. Beach Boy. That's why rolling options is important, so as to not get caught with the highest tax bracket. Agreed. Yeah, no, that's it. That's it. That's it. I agree, Beach Boy. Um, Now, Lurker, maybe he's mad at us. Let's go, Beach. Pull up your big boy pants and don't be worried about what is said in the chats. Everyone thinks the chat is Warren Buffett. Yeah, man. I guess so. I just look. This is the way I see it, man. We're all trying to make money, right? Um, and we all have our different techniques that we use. We all analyze things differently, and I can't judge someone that does things differently than me. Because if it's working for them, I think that's great. Um, I actually have sometimes looked at the approach other people take, and I've said, "Hey, man, that looks interesting. Let me try it." And so it works for me sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. I know where I feel comfortable at is, selling cover calls, cashing your puts. I'll do an iron condor here and there, right? But I honestly, I'm with my kids, man. I'm so busy. I can only babysit so much, right? And and the market moves so fast, especially lately. And news are coming, in and out, like every 5 fucking minutes there's a breaking news alert. And so I just, it's boring. The more boring the better. I'm pretty conservative in my approach, and if my approach generates me 60-70% returns every year, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Some people make a lot more. Some people make less, right? But what works for me, and I'm sure what works for other people, it works for them. I think that's great. At the end of the day, we're here to make money, and if you're making money, I can't fault you for that, right? Uh, yeah, man. Of course, Javier, no problem, dude. We're here all to just help each other out and kind of just give you our insight. It just helps you make a better decision, right? Uh, do, 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 do. No wrench! No wrench! No wrench for Lurker. Empire, Nala is a combination of being lazy, initial support ticket again, Discord people and decisions. Way too much time with the chats besides Nala's fault. Oh, man. Chats. Yeah, I used to spend so many hours in the chats, guys. I've taken a step back lately. So I kind of, I like making videos, man, because the way I see it is like I'm talking to buddies, right? Not a lot of people are in our same wavelength, right? I just when I have some drinks with friends at work, I kind of notice that we all start talking about work. And I kind of don't like that because you've already worked, and now you're talking about work. So work is like taking all this time, and I don't like that, man. So I try to tell people from work not to talk about work. Let's talk about other stuff. So we talk about our kids. We talk about stuff going on, and then somehow, some way, they'll start asking about hey, how's your YouTube channel going, or like, hey, man, I have a question about credit cards. But I lose them at like FICO score, just like I lose people whenever I start talking about kind of take using your own stock as collateral. Once because they get the whole you buy stock low, and then you kind of let it marinate. You figure out and see how it moves. Never invest anything you're not willing to lose, and um, try to minimize your losses by investing in companies that are profitable, and so on and so forth. But like once you get to buying the stock and using your stock as collateral, so that then you can take kind of a premium against your own stock, that's where I lose them, and nobody understands that, or very few people at least do. And when I come on here and I sit down, I make a video. The way I see it is like I'm drinking a beer with some buddies, and then like we're all looking at the same securities for the most part, right? I know that a lot of people are looking at other shit I don't look at, and I'm looking some shit that you guys don't look at, because I think you guys don't look at UiPath, right? You guys probably don't look at Laser. Those are companies that I'm looking at. Um, and so it's okay. Everybody's is comfortable at their own speed, and then but we all have some of the usual suspects in common, right? Like we know what Tesla's about, Palantir, um, SoFi, right? Matterport, Unity, AI. So I think that's cool because I'm actually I've been trading those companies for a while. So when I talk about you know trading those companies and selling covered calls, premiums, and strike zones and strike dates, I have a very good idea what I'm talking about. So like I don't want to just talk out of my ass about some random um, company that I don't really know much about, right? So that's kind of the gist of it. Um, Anybody trading Unity? It's a beautiful thing, man. Actually, I sold some $25 cash secure puts um, for June, July. I got $2 for them, right? And actually, I think they were May. I think they were May, and so it's a beautiful thing, man. If I can put those Unity shares, I'm getting Unity like around I don't know 23.50. My average in Unity is like around I think $24 or $23. So like if anything, I'm averaging down. I love the stock. There's so much volatility in it. And after the game developers conference last week, I've definitely I'm a lot more steadfast in my position to hold it another 5 years because I really do like the company, man. And these game developers, they really like it. They like the platform. They think it's fucking awesome. And who am I to tell a game developer what they should like? So I'm gonna keep buying anything in the $27 to $25 area. I think it's a buy. I'm obviously not giving you financial advice. I'm just giving you information as to what I'm doing, and I'm buying shares where they are now. I hit some stink bids today, and that was beautiful because I bought it. I think at 25.55, I think, or 25.51. So that's kind of cool. I got some more shares, and I am looking to sell some covered calls next week on it. I believe tomorrow we're trading down, man. Things are down trending. I know that, especially SoFi. I know that really we want it to be, trading at $13, $12. It's not gonna happen, guys. Not anytime soon. I'm very excited to see what this quarter earnings report says, though. I do know that. Not until a day or two before quarter earnings, they attack it, right? And then we get to like sub seven, and I do think we're gonna go to sub seven land again, and we may actually stay there for a little bit. Now, when I say a little bit, I mean a few days, right? Quarter earnings. I think quarter earnings are gonna be they're gonna be decent, man. Um, and I think we are gonna start seeing some positive numbers. It's gonna be very interesting. I really do hope to see $9 if we have a really good quarter earnings report. $10 would be great. But if we do get to $10, you I'm gonna sell some fucking $15 cover calls and try to get a dollar 50, even $2 if some idiot wants to give me $2 for those for January. Um, I'll take $30,000 so that I can sell my SoFi at $15 in January. I mean, I'm okay with that. Um, we don't know what the stock's gonna do, but if it's at $15 in January, I can always roll to 17.50. 20s. it doesn't matter. Like I honestly, I'm of the thought that like if Uncle Bruce tells you to not be afraid of the upside, right? Why are we afraid of the upside when it comes to SoFi? It just doesn't register to me, right? Like I don't know. I just I don't know, man. I'm not afraid of SoFi flying to $12. Go to fucking 20. You know, I don't care. Like I'm okay. Like I'm holding this stock for the next 10 years. So if I get taken out at 15, okay, give me $300,000, right? Give me $300,000 and then I'll reevaluate with $250,000 in my pocket. I mean, that's not a bad problem to have. I'll sell the shit out of some cash secured puts, you know, and try to get some more money. I mean, I don't care. I just that's just one that's just one of the companies that I'm holding, right? Like I've got Tesla, I've got Unity, I've got C3.ai, I got Rivian, um, I got UiPath, I got PagerDuty, right? I got Roblox. I mean, you know, like it's just one company, you know, and I get that. I'm totally okay with that. You know, I'm trying to fucking retire by the time I'm 50. So I don't know about you guys, right? But I'm trying to retire by the time I'm 50, and I think that's a good goal to have. You know, if you're in your 50s, you know, you want to retire in a few years, I can see that happening. Is just you just have to fucking, you know, you gotta buckle down and you just gotta fucking balls to the wall, and then you gotta make a decision, right? And I made my decision when it comes to SoFi. Like my average is 8. I'm selling at 15. That's almost a 100, you know, percent return. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? There is nothing wrong with that, you know. And then plus the premium money I taken in, fuck out of here. I'm totally okay with that. You know, take me out. You know, I don't care. I don't know. Bruce is hammering the no selling cup. You know, I drank the fucking Kool Aid myself, man. I drank the Kool Aid like a month ago. Remember, I talked about that, and I'm so angry that I did because I could have sold some. I'd be on my third round of cover calls at this point. You know, I definitely let around $10,000, $5,000 to $10,000 just slip out of my fingers, being a dumbass. You know, but it's my fault. Because Uncle Bruce, he's set in his ways, right? And he is, I think he's judging SoFi contingent upon it being um, the type of business that he has studied, that he's seen, right? And he's going by, I think, what the market used to work like, and what the market used to do in the past. Um, but I think those days are far and gone, man. I think those days are far gone, and I think that it's a new age. It's a new stock market. It's a new Wall Street. You know, he is saying that there's a lot more people that are gonna come into the stock market, you know, from Asia and India and Latin America, and I agree. You know, so if you have all these fucking, you know, potential gamblers out there that are just licking their chops to come in and give me their fucking money, why would I be afraid of that? Why would I be afraid of the upside? I just it you know, sometimes you forget who you are. It's fucking mental farts, right? And and bottom line is Uncle Bruce didn't force me to not sell, right? It was myself. And I fucked up, you know, because I should have just sell. I should have just been like, here's 100 fucking covered calls for $10. Give me $1. Give me $1.50. Right now I would have bought those back for 70 cents. But you know, what are you gonna do? You know, I can't fault Uncle Bruce, man. You know, at some point you have to take ownership, and the OG is just telling you what he should tell you, which is, you know, companies like SoFi, they're about to take off. They're heavily shorted. just like C3.ai, but we're still selling covered calls on AI, right? So if we're selling calls on AI and AI has a much bigger short interest percentage, why the fuck wouldn't you sell on SoFi? And that's what I have to ask myself. And that's the conversation I have to have myself with myself in the mirror and be like, why would you be so scared to write on SoFi if you're writing on C3.ai that is a bigger powder keg? Right? I mean, right? And that's the approach that I should be taking. And I forgot I'm a fucking options fucking seller, man. I sell options, baby. And you know what I should do? I should get me a fucking trench coat. And I should get me a trench coat. And I should come on the live. And I should put like I don't know, different names on each side of the trench coat, right? And I should put like SoFi, Tesla, Palantir, AI, Unity, Roblox, and I should be like, I should have like a fedora hat or like a pimp hat or something or a top hat. I don't fucking know. And a monocle, and I should be like, psh, 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 yo, what do you need? I got you, bro. I got you. What you need? Unity, Palantir, Tesla. I got you right here. SoFi, Roblox. I got it, baby. What you want? I think that'd be fucking hilarious. Anyways, yeah, man. AI, AI has been trading sideways for a little bit. It's a very high short interest on it, and at this point, man, I, I don't know if you're in this game to sell options and you don't have AI in your portfolio. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? It's got such a beautiful, premium attached to it. The stock can go to fucking $50 in it like that. Faster than SoFi can go to 15. I tell you that right now. And so, like, what are you doing? Buy some AI. Again, information, right? But just get in the game. And don't be afraid to get taken out. Write some 30s at this point. Write some 30s for July. Get some $4 or $5 in your pockets, right? And then wait. Cross your arms. Get taken out or not, right? Roll if you want to roll. And then close your arms. Get taken out or not. And, they don't get assigned. Beautiful. Write some more. And that's it. Bottom line. That's savage. Uncle Bruce forgot much, much more than he'll able to pick up in markets knowledge for years. Besides younger investors, traders, a lot of knowledge from him. This is true, and that's exactly what I'm saying. I can't fault Uncle Bruce at all for the way he thinks, because he's right. SoFi could very well go to 15 at any point, and if you have 20, 30,000 shares, potentially, if you sell at 10, you're not going to sell at 15, right? Because you've just lost that potential growth and that potential trade. But like, who cares? If you're here to make money, right? And you can always roll. And that's another thing that people forget is you can roll. And if you roll and then you're like, okay, then we're at 15, you roll to 15 for like 6 months out, a year out, right? You're at 15. In a year from now, if it's at 20, 25, roll the 15s to 20, and so on and so forth. You'll always roll because eventually, right, you're going to get taken out. Eventually, you won't be able to roll anymore, and like at that point, you can make the decision and say, I'm going to go back in and, start adding to my position, and or I'm just going to leave it alone and get taken out at 40, couple of years from now, which your average is 8, you get taken out of 40. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever, my man. Nothing wrong with that at all. If SoFi shits the bed, there's folks going to be hurting at some stock picks that never panned out. So hopefully SoFi stays to the upper. Yeah, of course. I mean, that's the thing. If you sell covered calls, you're just protecting yourself, right? So It's one of those things that you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? So like, say you say that SoFi goes to 3, or 4 or 5, right, in the next month. You're gonna fucking hate yourself because you didn't sell covered calls, right? Because you're gonna be like, fuck, I could have had something for it. You know who's gonna have something to show for? This guy. This guy's gonna have something to show for because I've been selling covered calls. So like, you know, okay, so I make, 50 cents here, 70 cents there, $1 here, $1 there in the last year, right? But if you add those together and you make $3 or $4 per share, right? What did you have 10,000 shares? You just made $30,000, $40,000, right? And if you didn't sell anything because you decided to just add and add, but you're scared to sell covered calls because you're afraid of the upside, you just left $30,000 on the table, which you could have then taken, and at $30,000, you could have bought, I don't know, 28,000. That's like 7 is 4. You could have bought like 4,500 more SoFi with that money, right? And that's just the way that I see it. So, I don't know. It's just one of those things where, again, like I said, you have to make a decision, man. You have to say to yourself, I'm an option writer. I mean, isn't that what we are, right? I mean, of course, I'm an investor because long term I'm investing, but overall, I'm an option writer, and that's what I forgot a couple of weeks back when I didn't write on SoFi, and then he just fucking went down, and I was like, oh no, I was like, next time it goes up to 750 land, I'm fucking selling some covered calls, and I did, and now I'm up nicely, and then tomorrow I'm probably gonna be up even more. And I'm probably going to buy back, those covered calls next week for 30% less than what I fucking sold them for. Nothing wrong with that. So, Hood Gold Card APR is 20 to 28% insane. Yeah, okay, so Lurker, the Hood Gold Card, so use a credit card, especially a premium credit card as you would a debit card, right? I never carry a balance because it's stupid. Even if your APR, right, was or your interest was 10%, right? 12, 13%, it's still 12, 13%. So like I just don't carry a balance. When you buy something, right? Give yourself 2-3 weeks and pay it back so as to not carry a balance. That's just the way that I work. Because I hate paying interest. I'm in the points game, right? And to me, if you are into the points game because you want to redeem them for flights or hotel stays, right? It's counterproductive to pay interest on charges you're making because then that is eating away at your points, So that's just the way I see it. I use my credit cards as I would a debit card because I just don't like to owe anything. Yeah, no, I exactly premium. That's exactly. You just use it as like the platinum or the gold card. You just pay them off every month and then you're good. But yeah, no, like honestly, Robinhood giving you 3%. Like imagine if you pay your rent, say $1,500, $2,000 a month, with the gold card, right? And you get 2,000 points every month. That's 24,000 points in a year, right? And then you add that to the groceries and food. If you generate, 100,000 points, right, which is not out of the realm of possibility. Even 50,000 points. Those 50,000 points you could change for $500 worth of stock. 100,000 points are $1,000. You could then use that to buy stock, and then you could just sell covered calls against it, or use that to sell a cash secure put and then start playing the game. I don't know. It's one of those things. I'm still new to credit cards. I'm learning just a Capital One. Yeah. Capital One's cool. It's a good starter card, But those the premium credit cards really are like the Chase, American Express Platinum. Those cards that give you more than 3% or 3x for every dollar spent, they usually have an annual fee, right? But if you're able to justify that annual fee and get something for it, it's perfectly okay. For example, I have a gold card, right? I pay $250 a year, but it comes with $10 a month of Uber credits, which sometimes I take a cab around the city somewhere. That's $10 that I use on Uber, rides or Uber Eats. Same thing. So that's $10, So to me, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So like I'm okay with that. And then it comes with $10 a month for Ruth Chris Steakhouse or the Cheesecake Factory. And there's the Shake Shack, which is pretty great. I love the burgers. So like you get $10 for a free burger or like burger and fries. So like to me that's $240 because you get $10 a month times 12. That's 12. 120, and then that's Uber, and then the other $10. That's $240. So like an eventual annual fee is actually $10. So for $10, I got a gold card that's giving me 4x on groceries and 4x on restaurants as well as 3x on travel. That's a no-brainer to me because I make out like a bandit. Especially having a big family, we spend like $1,000 a month on groceries easily, right? So you multiply that but by 4, that's 4,000 points. That's 48,000 points in a year. That's groceries alone, right? And then you add transportation, and you add like we go out to restaurants. I don't go to restaurants often, but when we go to restaurants, we spend $300-400, right? So you get 4x that money. So that's a couple of times a month. So I end up getting a nice little change, and then I transfer those points over, usually to Hilton because Hilton gives me like 2.5% more, which means that like 100,000 points, the American Express gives me turns into 250,000 Hilton Honors points, which I then use to stay at the Waldorf Astoria because it's 90,000 points to stay one night at the Waldorf Astoria. I have diamond status, which means my 4th night is free. So like I do 3 nights, so like I get 3 nights on points, and I get my 4th night free. So like it's a win-win. Any night at the Waldorf Astoria in Beverly Hills or in Monarch Beach, it's at least $400 or $500, and that's like the low season. I like to go during the summer or the Christmas season, so it's high season. Those are usually $900, $800 to $900, per night for the rooms. But I also have diamond status. Remember I said that, so I get free upgrades. Sometimes they go 2 or 3 levels up, so I end up getting a $2,500 a night suite for free. And in addition to $60 a day for food and beverage, so like that's 4 nights. That's 60 times 4. That's $240 I'm getting for meals comped, in addition to staying there and all the perks that come with. So I love it. It's a game I like to play. It makes sense for me, and I'm totally not. I'm totally okay. Paying whatever balance as soon as it shows on my statement. I never carry like a balance to pay fucking interest. I just don't like that. No, I don't put pineapple fucking in my pizza. That's psychotic. I told you that, dogs. No way. What are you guys saying here? Yeah, fuck that. Fuck pineapple on the pizza. It just takes away from putting meat on it. I'm going to throw up again. 0% APR is good, especially if there's a balance transfer. Hey, those balance transfers are fucking great because you can then use that to transfer money to yourself and you're basically getting a loan out to yourself from yourself at 0% APR. Those are fucking awesome. June 25, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, hey, knuckleheads, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I just wanted to honestly come on like for half an hour. It's been an hour, and I have to fucking go because, my kids, I'm sure my wife is pretty upset at this point because, she probably wants me to go eat dinner, and I'm over here diddly-dallying with y'all, but you know what I'm saying? It's all good. Thank you for watching. I'm the Credit Savage, and tomorrow, I'll see you guys in the Uncle Bruce channel, man, early in the morning. Let's get some fucking great trades going tomorrow. Let's fucking give them nothing. Give them nothing. You hear? Because we're here to make money. God damn it. And that's what we're trying to do. We take everything from them and give them nothing. I'm the Credit Savage. Thanks for watching. Remember, hey man, cash is king, yes, but credit is power. Peace out, folks. Good night.